Well, Graham, that was a fantastic advert for League Two football. How proud are you of your team for the way you fought back?
Look, I think I've been on record ever since the day I walked through the front door how proud I am of not only the team, the club, the supporters, everybody that follows Newport. It was a really tough afternoon, and look, I got to take my hat off to Wimbledon as well, because you could actually see, and I think the 4 goals were down to the midweek excursions of 2 teams that went toe to toe with Premier League teams, and you could see both teams, and then you chuck a red hot day, a boiling hot day in on top as well, so you could probably see the fatigue factor, the mentally and the physical tiredness that set into the players, and it was 4 goals that went in was probably down to fatigue. I know probably Johnny won't be happy with the goals they conceded, nor will I be. So fair play to the 2 clubs, the 2 teams, the 2 set of players for what they produced today on the back of a tough week mentally and physically. So it was draining, it was tiring, and you could probably see that in the game.
You've had a very demanding start to the season. You've spoken about that already. How deep did you have to dig today to come back against the best defence in the league?
Yeah, they're very good. They're very solid. They play a certain way. They ask questions of you. They load up the box as well with the set pieces. I was wanting to bring fresh legs on the pitch later on in the second half, but every time I was trying to make a substitution, they were just getting bigger and bigger. And our substitutions possibly would have brought us smaller and smaller. So I just had to. It was stick or twist. So we ended up sticking. We ended up going with what we know. But in the second half, I think we were on top. I think we were the 1 team in the ascendancy. But what a great save from Nick Townsend! What an excellent save to keep us on level terms. But yeah, we come out the second half, and the first 10-15 minutes we set after them. But then again, you could see after that, probably on the hour mark, you could just see the energy levels and the legs just weren't there. That it's normally there. But like I said to the lads, I'm proud of them. I'm absolutely proud of them. I love working with them. We have our arguments, we have our fights, we have our debates every day of the week. That's part and parcel of life. But they're brilliant. They're a brilliant set of lads. And you just seen today, 2-0 down, that Newport County never say die attitude. You know, we go till the end is the song. And fair play to them. Fair play to them. It was a tough ask. It was a tough week, and they've come through. Not with 3 points, but they've come through with a really good performance. And we've got a point out again.
And that must be, I think, would you have taken that before the game? And especially from 2-0 down, you must be really pleased to have kept the run going, the unbeaten run. I probably wouldn't have taken it before the game. But like you say, being 2-0 down, you probably have to. You probably want to take the point, and then when you get there, you get back to 2-2. You're thinking, "Go on, can we win this?" And I think we tried. We did try to win it. But like I say, then you're vulnerable. 2 counter-attacking goals we conceded, which are not like us, which are not good, and I don't like to see that. But like I say, it's one of those things. It's a demanding season. We'll go into September now, where we go Saturday, all the way through to the end. But then we go through this again in October. So, as you said, testament to both teams, both players, their fitness levels, and the quality that they produced, given the circumstances that both clubs have been through over the last 6, 7, 8 weeks. A number of free weeks, as you touched on there. Much needed. How do you go about recharging the batteries for the players who, as you said a number of times at the start of this season, have given you absolutely everything?
Yeah, listen, I have to be honest, I said that to the boys in there. I feel it the 6-7 weeks myself, and I'm not the one that's running around and putting my body on the line. They are. So we need to come down off that cloud. We need to reassess, we need to have a look, reset, regroup and go again. But what they've done, they've given themselves a little bit of a foothold. They've given themselves, or they've set a standard, they've set a level, and I want that to continue. I want us to grow. I want us to build on it. And it's been enjoyable. It's been really enjoyable, and I think there's a real buzz about the place. Not only the football club, but in the town as well, which is nice. And testament to the players, testament to the fans for creating that, the atmosphere the other night, the atmosphere today. So. We just want to give back. We know we're custodians of the jersey and the badge, and the fans, we just want to give them something to cheer about, because the last 12 months hasn't been great for them. So, and I think you've seen that. I think you've seen the lads running through brick walls for themselves, for the family, for the supporters. So testament to them. They deserve a lot of credit from where we were to where we've come to.
Deadline day was yesterday. You wanted new faces in the building. You got 2. How happy are you with the return of Matt Baker and we saw a glimpse of Ollie Thomas.
Yeah, look, we had to add numbers. We had to add numbers given our schedule, what we've had, what we've got coming up, and given the League Two programme. So it was a no-brainer. I was worried. I was worried that we wouldn't have picked up anything, because our squad is thin. So we still need to. We won't be able to with the window shut, but we still need to one or two bodies. I'm hoping that can maybe come from freebies, or I'm hoping that can come from maybe the academy, because we certainly need one or two more bodies in the building. But yeah, I'm really pleased with Ollie and Matty Baker. Matty, of course, needs no introduction. We know all about him. But again, I must take my hat off to Stoke City and to Bristol City for their efficiency, for their professionalism, and for how they've helped us out over the last 24 hours.
You wanted a striker pretty much for most of August, even before Seb's injury. How challenging was it to get one over the line?
Well, it nearly didn't happen. It was pretty tough going into deadline day. Obviously, having lost Seb, but obviously fair play to Bristol City. They phoned us up and they said, well, they could take they look after Seb's rehab. They bring him back across and rehab him. But they had one replacement for us who obviously we've seen in Ollie, but he was at Yeovil. I didn't quite know the ruling whether he could come back, but they assured me yes, he could come back to Bristol City and then re-sign for ourselves, which was a plus point. So we just seen little glimpses of him, lots and lots of work. He's a young lad. Let's not expect too much from him, but yeah, he's a handful, to be quite honest. He's a real handful, and he gives us that legs and energy that we will miss with Seb.
Are you glad the transfer stuff is over for a couple of months now?
Well, look, I've said, I think I've been on record as saying I'm buzzing with the delighted, happy, over the moon with the boys, their attitude, the work rate, what they give us. So look, we could have done with one or two more, but every manager will say the same up and down the country. I'm really happy with the dressing room I've got, the character, the desire, the work rate, the attitude that they show. I'm really pleased with what I've got in there. So look, we could add to it, we could take away from it, but what we've got is really healthy.
Graham, well done today, thank you.
Brilliant, thank you.
It's a bit glad Ollie as well. I don't know what they feed them in Bristol, but they're both low knees, so teenagers there.
Well, like I say, Wimbledon were getting bigger, so I had to try and match size for size, because they are a good set piece team. And the referee was just blowing his whistle and his arm was just walking in one direction today, so we were always vulnerable to set pieces coming in our box. We've obviously chucked a couple of jerseys into the away dressing room, because they were pulling the jerseys off us all afternoon, which the referee, I just don't know what to say, to be quite honest with you. But like I say, I'll concentrate on us, I'll concentrate on our team. But yeah, Ollie Sawyer's played a major part in getting him on the pitch, his presence. He can head the ball, so we needed that. Late in the game, we didn't want to leave ourselves too small or too vulnerable to set pieces.
And Matt, I think he's coming back from a slight niggle, isn't he?
Yeah.
But you know what you get with him, which that must be great. Similar to Adam.
Well, Matt would have been in with us after Kyle Jameson's injury. Matt would have come in with us, but I think that was a Tuesday night at Crewe. Kyle got injured, and the Wednesday he had a game for Stoke, and he picked up a hamstring injury. So obviously that would have been done, and he would have played here. Was it 2 weeks ago? Would have played. It was the first green away, so he would have played there, and then but obviously with Ryan and Clarkey, he would have given us them options. So he was unfit, so he couldn't have played. We lost him then obviously for the 2 weeks, but I think he's got 2 more weeks left of recovery and relief, that we're going Saturday to Saturday. So it might be one more game that he misses, maybe 2, and then he should be in amongst us and ready to go.
How do you reflect on the first sort of six game block of the league? Because I mean, I felt like Wimbledon were the best side he played probably so far, and you came through it and beat.
Well, they're up there for a reason. They've recruited well in the summer. They've done really well. They brought in 2 cracking players yesterday as well. They're able to do that. They're fortunate enough to be able to do that. We have to obviously do it differently. But I thought there was 2 evenly matched teams there today. I thought both clubs, both teams, both sets of players gave a really good account of themselves.
Is there much out there for free agency? Is that something that you'll come? It's only if you get another blow, maybe that sort of thing. Or is it contingency planning rather than? We have
to have something up our sleeve just in case. I don't think there's much, as you quite rightly said. I don't think there's much out there, but there's always a little nugget here or there to be had. We keep our eyes open and our ears to the ground to see what's available. We may take 1 or 2 into trying, or 1 or 2 in to look at. during games. But yeah, look, it's one of those, you just got to be proactive rather than reactive. It's about trying to keep them healthy, keep them fit over the next 3-4 months to get us to January. So if we can keep off the physio bed and out of the physio room, I'll be really, really pleased. You never can tell.
Off Randy Zanzala, he is another option at top. We haven't seen him so far this season. How long has he got left in his recovery?
Well, you can never quite put timescale. We were believing we were without Oz till Christmas, but you can never put a timescale on it. As you've probably seen with 1 or 2 players, they come back quicker, or some take a little bit longer. So it all depends on how quickly they heal, how they work prehab and the rehabilitation programs. And of course a little bit of luck as well. So we're looking at Christmas, but if it's sooner, brilliant. If it's later, we won't put any pressure on him, because we want it to be right and we want him to be back fit and proper and 100% fit, rather than taking any chances. And again, you've probably seen with Omar today, we had to take him off. We couldn't push him to beyond, so 75-80 minutes. So he's on his way back as well, as is Will Evans. Will Evans hasn't trained with us all week. So we're just, a lot of the time we have to try and protect them as well, for the longevity rather than maybe short-term pain, long-term gain. So we would probably look long-term with our squad rather than short-term.
You mentioned it there about Will. How much of a risk was it playing him today?
Well, it's always a risk, particularly when a player doesn't train all week with you. But look, I think Will would have had me in a headlock if I had not picked him. So he threatens you. Will he comes for me at times. He comes after me. So I probably had to play him. He told me he wouldn't speak to me if I didn't pick him. But now he's flying. Look, he's flying. He's doing well. He's on a good scoring streak. He's leading the line well, and I think he's earned his place in the team. And I had to give him the whole week to recover. I owed it to him. I had to give it to him. I had to obviously mention it to him that just get yourself ready for Friday, train Friday and be out on the pitch on Saturday, and that was it. But you could see he was flagging there at the end. The fatigue was kicking in and that non-training all week was kicking in. But it was good that he got through. It was good, and I hope that we don't wake up in the morning and we don't have any injuries. Fingers crossed, we're all fit and healthy, we've come through it.